Jai Shri Ram. Welcome, Suswagatam, Namaste, and welcome to our Sunday edition of Gyan Ganga Words of Wisdom. Today is Ram Navami, and it holds a special significance for us at Virat Hindustan Sangam. 5 years ago, during the lockdown, to be precise, on 2nd April 2020, which was Ram Navami Day, we started this Words of Wisdom Gyan Ganga on an experimental basis. Earlier on, it was a daily program, then we converted it into a Sunday 8 p.m. program, and today we have completed 5 proud years, and today is episode number 264. So it's a proud moment for the VHS team, our speakers, and our viewers and members across the globe. Today being Ram Navami, we are a very important subject. We will be discussing Ram Rajya and all its dimension, what it means, what is its significance, and how we can implement Ram Rajya. And we will be having the next 45 minutes discussion and thoughts from Dr. Swamy and our panel here. So with these words, before we start and ask Dr. Swamy to start, we have a series on our forgotten heroes of Indian history. Today we'll be talking about Kedambadi Ramaya Gaoda from the coastal Karnataka Dakshina Kannada district. We'll have a video on him and recall his bravery.
In the lush hills of Suya, Dakshina Kannada, a silent storm was brewing in 1837. At its heart stood Kedambadi Ramaya Gaoda, a farmer, a leader, and a freedom fighter. At a time when India was still asleep under colonial rule, he dared to dream of freedom. Ramaya Gaoda rose in protest against British taxation on salt and tobacco. With the support of local farmers, he sparked the Amara Suya rebellion. On 30th March 1837, they marched from Ubaradka Mithur towards Mangalore. Their numbers grew, their spirits unshaken. On 5th April, they reached Mangalore and brought down the British Union Jack. At Bhavatgudde, they hoisted the native flag, a symbol of courage and revolt. For 13 days, Mangalore was free from British rule. But the dream was short-lived. The British returned with force, crushing the rebellion ruthlessly. Rebels were executed publicly at Bikarnakatte, their bodies left as warnings. Ramaya Gaoda and his son were exiled, sent far away to Singapore and Burma. Yet, the fire he lit was never forgotten. Generations later, his bravery is remembered with honor. In 2022, a 22-foot bronze statue rose at Bhavatgudde, the statue of gallantry. It stands tall, not just in metal, but in spirit. A silent reminder of the first rebellion in Karnataka against British rule. Kedambadi Ramaya Gaoda, the unsung hero who challenged an empire.
Jagdish, you can proceed.
Yeah, so Virat Hindustan Sangam pays tribute to this great freedom fighter, Kedambadi Ramaya Gaoda from the coastal district of Karnataka. So with these words, it's over to Dr. Swamy to initiate today's discussion on Ram Rajya and all its dimension. Over to Dr. Swamy.
Thank you, Jagdish. I will begin by saying that the first dimension which we need to study more seriously than we have been doing so far in the last, you may say, 3, 4, 5 centuries, because after the foreigners came here and attacked India and so on, so, all these things had to go underground, and so the scope of whatever we did was much smaller. Now I think it's time for us to revive that. And the first thing I would like to put across as the dimension of Lord Rama, and in that it is how he actually correctly dealt with his wife and how his wife dealt with him. When he first came back from after marrying Sita and came back to Ayodhya, as he entered the palace, he stopped her and he said, "It is my duty to give you a present, which is our tradition. And the present," he said, is, "I will not look at any other woman except you, and you are one and only for me." Now, those days, that was something extraordinary because Rajas had all kinds of concubines, this thing, that thing. You know, they married 3-4 times. Dashrath himself had married, I think, married 4 times. So, therefore, the Rama taking this stand is something unique. And one of the reasons to worship him is the fact, and it has to be one man, one woman, because the fact is that men and women are almost 50% of the population. So therefore, I would say the first dimension of Lord Rama is the introduction into the one man, one woman, marriage system. And then Sita in turn tells him that if ever I create a problem for you, I'll be the first one to leave and go to the forest. And so when people say Rama sent Sita to the forest because somebody on the road said something about her, it's not true. It is Sita who said that the moment I see anything that is said which is hurting your reputation, I will be the first one to leave and go to the forest. So that was the promise she made. And this is something that we must tell our people, because we got all kinds of wrong notions about what Rama's, how cruel he was in sending Sita to the forest. Then we come to the second part when Rama showed his affection for his people close to him, even where his father was involved, and his father had made some promise to one of his wives, and she made a demand that Rama should not be the king, and that her son Bharat should be made the king. And even there, he willingly said, "No, this is a promise given by my father, and I will keep it." And he himself went to the forest willingly, and that itself is an example. And by the way, it was not easy. As soon as he started leaving, the whole of Ayodhya started following him. And then when the other Ranis of Dashrath found out that Rama has already left, they all came running, including Kaikeyi. They all came running, saying, "No, no, 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 don't take it so far. Please come back and take over the ruling," because by then Dashrath had also died out of shock. And so, but he said, "No, this is a promise given, and promises always should be kept." So this is another dimension of Rama being a king, how faithful he was to his words. So therefore, I would say that the fact that he went to Vanvas willingly is a great tribute to Rama, and this is the kind of thing he does. Just Rama killing Ravan is a very small part. These are the parts which need to be taught, and I regret to say it's not being taught in properly today. Then the third thing is that when Rama found out that Sita was kidnapped by Ravan. Now, any Raja, could say, all right, she's gone now. So when I return back to Ayodhya, I will marry somebody else. So this, in fact, even Lakshman asked him jokingly about this, whether he would do that. But he said, no, there's only Sita and nobody else. So this one man, one woman marriage, which we extol, comes out of Rama and Ramayana, where he, despite the fact that she was kidnapped and taken away and by Ravan, he said, no, she is my wife, and I'll go and liberate her and bring her back. And she only Sita and nobody else. This is the second dimension of Rama. Rama was not a sissy, as many of these Westerners want to make out. He is a man of character, and a man who used this character and his logic to great use. And this is the second thing that I wish to highlight as the dimension of Rama. Then we have a situation where Rama uses strategy, and in that you see how much skill he has put in. When he ran into the question of his when he ran into a village where he wanted to recruit some of these monkeys and take them to Sri Lanka. At that time, there was this great dispute that was running between two monkey kings, and in that when Bali and Sugriv, as it is called, he hid behind a tree, and then since both Bali and Sugriv were monkeys who looked alike, he made Sugriv wear wear a garland, and that was also cheating. And then he hid behind the tree, and when Bali got identified, he shot him. I mean, he sent the arrow, and that man fell down, and he was in a dying mood when he told Rama what kind of a hero you are, what kind of a Kshatriya you are. Behind a tree you stand, and then you kill me without giving me an opportunity to respond. Is this the work? Is this the stature of a Kshatriya? And so Rama said, listen, don't give me lectures. I'm using my own words, the modern day wordings. He said, listen, don't give me lectures on these matters. You stole Sugriv's wife, and that was a big crime that you committed. And therefore, all these moralities of how warfare should be conducted and all is always according to the two people opposing each other who are also equally moral, and therefore morality has been kept. But you are not worth being looked at in this way, and that is why I did what I did, and now goodbye to you. So this is another example that there is a difference between in a strategy between where you take a view of the whole picture and then conduct the war accordingly, or you find that somebody is bereft of any morality, and there you can use anything. You can use the atom bomb. You can do any amount of cheating. This is what Ramayana teaches us as far as warfare is concerned. Then it comes to the question that despite that, he got hold of Bali's son, and he made him his representative to go and meet and talk to Ravan, because Bali and Ravan had a alliance with each other, and therefore the real motive of Rama was that he understood that this, as long as this alliance is there, he's not going to have a chance to bring back Sita. So therefore, that is why he sought this method to make Sugriv as the new king and kill Bali by deceit. It's because he had, in order to defeat Ravan, he had to see that his alliance with Bali is ended. So there, despite that, he brought up Bali's son, and then this Bali's son became a associate of the army of Rama, and he first went to Ravan and tried to tell Ravan, "You're doing a wrong thing." And Ravan made fun of him. "What is this? He kills your father and you come and plead for him," and all that in the Rama. And it's a long description, this beautiful description, worth reading. And then he explains what is morality and so on in return. So Sugriv is something who has become the king, and the son of Bali, whose name is Angat, I think, if I'm not wrong, and that he became the warrior and representative of Rama. And then the question is, you go further and you see when the war took place, the brother of Ravan, that is Vibhishana, he defected and came to Rama in his camp and said, "I want to be with you and fight Ravan." It was not that he had cheated Ravan. In fact, Vibhishana had suffered a lot of insults and so on from Ravan, and after a point, he in fact told Ravan, "Don't keep Sita here. Send her back. The whole you don't know what you're up to." But Ravan was in this great, his ahankar, as they say, was too high, and then he kicked him out and threw him. So he went and joined thing. And without any hesitation, both Lakshman and Hanuman, they both said, "How can you trust this? You are bringing a man who's the brother of Ravan, and he's going to be with us. How do you know he's not come to sabotage us from inside and all?" He said, "No, I know it, and it's just my intuition that matters, and he has to be crowned." And he crowned him as the future king of Lanka. That means, to make it clear that he is come only to take Sita back. He is not going to conquer Lanka for himself. And this shows our moral attitude in war, that we have an objective where there's a moral right to do so, to fight, and that fighting is taken to its logical conclusion. So Rama showed no interest in taking, and he coronated Vibhishana in the camp of Rama himself. As he came back, and he accepted him, and dismissed everybody's objections, and then he conducted a coronation and put the crown of Sri Lanka on Vibhishana, and said, "He's my fellow, hum log ka sathi hai," and that way he brought him on board. So this is an extraordinary behavior of a man of utter confidence. So Rama, when you talk about Rama, you see that everything he did, it was utter confidence, and it's full of morality. Then after the victory, something more interesting happened, that Lakshman said, "Now we have been 14 years away from Ayodhya, almost 14 years away from Ayodhya. We don't know how our brother Bharat is going to behave with us. He has already tasted being a king for 14 years. He may not want you to come back. He may kill you when you're on your way back. So why not this huge Sri Lanka? Let us take it over and live here. It's a wonderful place and all that. And then Rama has a shloka, which I can't repeat here, but it's a long shloka where he says there is nothing more beautiful than the land of your mother or your motherland. And therefore, whatever may be any other place, how many times you go there, doesn't matter. Ultimately, your motherland is what you must worship. So this is another lesson he gave to Lakshman, saying, no, we don't want any part of Lanka. Lanka belongs to Vibhishana, and we will go back as soon as we get Sita. That is why we came, and once we get Sita, we'll go back. So this is another moral principle which we must have. In fact, if supposing tomorrow Pakistan attacks us, we will reply and we will destroy their army, but we can take over Pakistan and merge it into India. But I don't think we should do it except by means of discussion, because that's it. By discussion, we gave away Pakistan. So if we are going to take back Pakistan, it has to be by discussion. But in fighting a war, you have to fight to win, and once you win, you do not do it. This is the principle that comes out of Ramayana. So I would therefore say that today, one more thing I could say, that when Rama had to return, there was hardly any time. So Vibhishana told him that we have developed the aeroplane, Pushpak it was called. And ironically, when I read about it, and I found that the fuel used by the Ravan kingdom was mercury for the plane. The plane was flying, Pushpak was flying on the fuel, which was mercury. So I asked some scientists that can mercury ever be fuel? He said, oh yes, but at least another 30, 40 years more, maybe even 100 years more. But yes, it is a very inexpensive fuel that will have, once we convert it into, we are able to convert mercury into fuel. So therefore, in Ramayana, you already have Rama traveling by Pushpak using mercury, and that is there in the Ramayana. And so look how advanced things were for it, and that's why we should teach Ramayana not as Rama went there and he rescued Sita and killed Ravan. These are peripheral matters, but these fundamental aspects, these have to be brought, and that is why I would say that for us, time for now, every time we should make now Ramayana, and of course later on when we do Mahabharata, I will deal with it in a different way. But Ramayana should become a compulsory reading in 10th year or 11th year or in 9th year, whatever, in school, and perhaps in BA as a course, which should be compulsory, so that people know what we were and what the moralities are. So I'm sorry I've taken an extra time, but I think this is a magnificent choice you've done for the picking for today, especially this matter. Rama is an ideal, and Rama has to be worshipped, but we must worship what he did, not just because he was a god. Over to you, Jagdish.
थैंक यू डॉक्टर स्वामी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. मैं अरविंद चतुर्वेदी से विनंती करूंगा कि आज रामनवमी के संदर्भ में राम राज्य की जो जिक्र हो रही है उसके बारे में उनके विचार, या डॉक्टर स्वामी को वो कुछ पूछना चाहेंगे तो अपने विचार रखें। प्रोफेसर अरविंद चतुर्वेदी।
धन्यवाद। सबसे पहले तो मैं जो डॉक्टर स्वामी ने कहा, बहुत कम लोग साहस कर पाते हैं इतनी बातें खुलकर करने का। और रामायण का जो चरित्र जनता के समक्ष आता है, तुलसीदास की रामायण हो या वाल्मीकि की रामायण हो या कदम रामायण हो, उसमें बहुत ही ऐसे ऐसे प्रसंग हैं जो जनता के सामने नहीं आए हैं। डॉक्टर स्वामी ने कुछ बातों पर प्रकाश डाला है। एक बात मैं डॉक्टर स्वामी अभी इसमें जोड़ना चाहूंगा। आपने विभीषण का जिक्र किया कि राम को अपने राज्य के विस्तार की चिंता नहीं थी। ही वॉज नॉट एक्सपेंशनिज्म, ही डिड नॉट बिलीव इन एक्सपेंशनिज्म और इंपीरियलिज्म। ही हैंडेड इट ओवर टू विभीषण। भगवान राम ने जो श्रीलंका की विजय प्राप्त की और फिर उसके बाद विभीषण को श्रीलंका की गद्दी सौंप दी। एक और बात जो आज के संदर्भ में भी बहुत प्रासंगिक है, वो ये है कि जो उपलब्ध संसाधन थे, उन्हीं संसाधनों का उपयोग करके राम ने अपना युद्ध लड़ा। और खास तौर से जब राम अयोध्या के राजा के पुत्र थे तो वो चाहते थे अयोध्या से पूरी सेना मंगवा सकते थे, लोगों को मंगवा सकते थे रावण से लड़ने के जाने के लिए, लेकिन उन्होंने जंगल में जो साधन उपलब्ध थे, चाहे वो भीलनी हो, चाहे वो बंदर हो, चाहे वो बानर हो, और जैसे आज के संदर्भ में हम सेकुलरिज्म की बात करते हैं, धर्म निरपेक्षता और जातीय धर्म से ऊपर उठने की बात करते हैं, तो भगवान राम ने जिस प्रकार का समाजवाद दिखाया अपनी पूरी स्ट्रेटजी में, रणनीति में, चाहे वो उन्होंने किसी की भी सहायता ली हो, जो भी उपलब्ध था जंगल में सीमित था, उनको उन्होंने मोटिवेट किया, उनको उन्होंने ट्रेनिंग दी, सब कुछ किया और उन्हीं लोगों से युद्ध लड़ा। और ये एक सेनापति की भूमिका में जो राम दिखते हैं, मुझे लगता है कि ये मिलिट्री साइंस के लिए, रणनीतिकार लोगों के लिए एक बहुत बड़ी शिक्षा है जो राम ने दी। सिर्फ एक राजा के रूप में, एक मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम के रूप में तो था ही, और एक रणनीतिकार के रूप में, एज ए स्ट्रेटेजिस्ट, दिस इज आल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट। बट
मैं इंटरप्ट करूंगा यहाँ।
जी,
रामायण है जहाँ लक्ष्मण कहते हैं कि भरत को कहकर वहां से अयोध्या से सेना को लाना चाहिए, तो राम ने कहा नहीं, ये कैसा होगा, लोग यहाँ क्या सोचेंगे कि हमें कोई भरोसा नहीं है उन पर, उनका खाना खाए हैं, तो इसीलिए उन्हीं को वो ट्रेन करके हम ले जाएंगे। तो आपकी बात बहुत अच्छी बात है, सही बात है।
जी जी बिल्कुल। और दूसरा डॉक्टर स्वामी, मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूँ कि राम की जो मैंने 2-3 राम चरित्र का जिक्र किया, चाहे वो तुलसीदास ने बनाया हो या वाल्मीकि ने बनाया हो, दिल्ली विश्वविद्यालय में एक प्रोफेसर थे जिन्होंने 26 तरह की राम कथाएं लिखी। उन्होंने कहा 26 रामायण हैं, और उस 26 रामायणों को उन्होंने इकट्ठा किया। और दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी में कुछ लोगों का प्रयास था कि वो 26 रामायण किसी कोर्स में पढ़ाई जाएं, हालांकि बाद में सीनेट ने उसको रिजेक्ट कर दिया। लेकिन ये जो एक तरह का कंट्रोवर्सी या विवाद राम के बारे में करने की कोशिश की गई, जो राम विरोधी लोग हैं खासतौर से, वो राम के चरित्र से इतना परेशान क्यों, इतना जलते क्यों हैं, इतना क्यों उनका विरोध करते हैं?
सही बात। ये वही चरित्र ही प्रभावित कर देगा लोगों को, इनको कोई पूछेगा नहीं, इसीलिए वो उसको उनको नीचे दिखाने के लिए कोशिश करते हैं।
और हम कई हजार वर्ष पहले की बात कर रहे हैं। अगर हम आज के संदर्भ में देखें, मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री, तो आज के संदर्भ में डॉक्टर स्वामी, राम की कथा या रामायण कितना प्रासंगिक है, कितना रिलेवेंट है?
ये आज की तो नेचुरली जो मैंने स्ट्रेटजी बताई, मोरालिटी बताई, और जो एक जीतने के बाद जो एक अपनी विशालता बताई, ये सारी चीजों को तो ही सीखना चाहिए। उन्होंने किस तरीके से लोकल लोगों का उनकी मर्यादा को यानी भंग होने नहीं दिया। तो ये वैसे तो हम तो घंटों इसमें बैठ करके कर सकते हैं, परंतु आज हम लोगों को तैयार कर रहे हैं कि भाई रामायण के माने ये नहीं कि पटाखा किया और रावण को उड़ाया और सीता को वापस ले गए, ये नहीं है। तो ये, और सीता के बारे में भी कई चीजें हैं जो लानी चाहिए, लोगों को पता नहीं है, उल्टा सुल्टा बहुत चल रही है, उसको बदलने की आवश्यकता है। तो मैं ये समझता हूँ कि आज की जो हमारी लक्ष्य है वो तो यही है कि लोगों को जगाना है कि भाई अब रामायण जो है इसको तो कंपल्सरी कोर्स बनानी चाहिए हमारे स्टूडेंट्स के लिए, ताकि वो सीखें।
वन मोर ब्रीफ क्वेश्चन डॉक्टर स्वामी, आपसे पूछना चाहता हूँ कि आज की संदर्भ में भी देख सकते हैं, जो राजा है या जो शासक है या जो सत्ताधीश है, उसको कितना संवेदनशील होना चाहिए, हाउ मच सेंसिटिविटी ही शुड हैव एज ए रूलर टू नोटिस इवन द स्मॉलेस्ट क्रिटिसिज्म फ्रॉम द पब्लिक। आपने शुरू में जिक्र किया कि सीता का त्याग राम ने नहीं किया, सीता स्वयं गई, और कहावत तो यह है कि एक धोबी के कहने पर जिसने सीता के चरित्र पर प्रश्न उठाया, तो राम इतने सेंसिटिव थे, इतने संवेदनशील थे कि एक अदना से प्रजा के पात्र के कहने से उन्होंने ये किया। बट अगर राजा को सेंसिटिव होना चाहिए तो कितना सेंसिटिव होना चाहिए आलोचना के लिए खास?
पहले तो राम ने तो ये कभी नहीं कहा कि सीता को चले जाना चाहिए, वो तो सीता का निर्णय था और उन्होंने बहुत आग्रह किया मत जाओ, और आखिर में एक सोने की जो एक रूपरेखा बनाई उन्होंने, उसी को रखकर वो रात को भी जब लेटते थे तो उसको बगल में रख के सोते, जब वो सिंहासन में बैठते थे तो बगल में उसी स्टैचू को रखते थे। तो ये सीता ने जो जिद की कि नहीं, मैं तुम आपके ऊपर एक भी क्षण, एक भी छोटा दाग नहीं लगनी चाहिए, और मैंने तो पहले ही कह दिया था कि जब आपके लिए कोई ऐसी परेशानी आएगी मैं छोड़ के चली जाऊंगी, और वो चले गई थी। और इतना ही हुआ कि जब वो वापस आई अपने दोनों बेटियों के साथ, उस समय जो राम की जो थोड़ी सख्त व्यवहार थी, उसमें उसने फिर भगवान को कहकर वो जमीन के अंदर चले गए। तो उस समय मैं समझता हूँ राम ने इसीलिए किया होगा क्योंकि उनको पता था कि वो भी अब जाना चाहिए। तो उन्होंने लवन कुश को लेकर सारी चीज सिखाकर सरकार कैसे चलानी चाहिए, सारी उसकी कोई पढ़ता नहीं है, वो यहाँ हमें अब उसको निकाल करके लोगों के लिए बांटना चाहिए। तो ये सारी समझाने के बाद फिर उन्होंने जाकर नदी पर अपने खुद की जीवन ले ली थी। तो मैं समझता हूँ कि उस तरीके से इसको देखना चाहिए।
और आज हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी श्रीलंका गए थे, उन्होंने राम सेतु के दर्शन किए, और राम सेतु जो कुछ भी राम सेतु का प्रस्ताव बचा है वो आपके कारण है। दुनिया जानती है कि अगर आपने कोर्ट में ये लड़ाई नहीं लड़ी होती तो राम
वाजपेयी इसको तोड़ देता। वाजपेयी ने तो तय कर लिया।
VHS के एक सदस्य हैं कर्नल अशोक तिवारी, आपके विद्यार्थी रहे IIT में, उन्होंने एक अभी संदर्भ दिया है कि जब राम को गुस्सा आया समुद्र के ऊपर और समुद्र ने राम सेतु नहीं बनाने दिया, तब तुलसीदास ने लिखा है कि भय बिन होत न प्रीत, बिने न मानत जलद जड़ गए 3 दिन बीत, बोले राम सकोप तब भय बिन होत न प्रीत। यानी कि बिना भय के प्रीत भी नहीं होती, समुद्र को उन्होंने डरा दिया, गुस्सा कर दिया। तो ये भी बड़ा संदर्भ की बात है आज के, खासतौर से आज के संदर्भ में।
बिल्कुल। और फिर जो समुद्र के राजा हैं उन्होंने जाकर उसकी बांट करके कहा कि अब आप जा सकते हैं श्रीलंका। सही बात है। ये कौन पढ़ाता है? कोई नहीं पढ़ाता है। ये सिर्फ वो रावण को जलाना एक त्योहार है, बस, और कुछ नहीं है। तो मैं ये सारी चीजें जो अंग्रेजों के काल में, मुसलमानों के कालों में हमने सब ये तितर बितर हो गई थी सारी, इसको अब दोबारा साथ जोड़कर हमारी शिक्षा के साथ जोड़ना चाहिए।
जी जी जी, जगदीश।
Ramesh, you want to take a question or have a comment?
Yes, sir. Both. So, Dr. Swamy, you mentioned about the dialogue between Vali and Rama. It is if you read the real text, the Valmiki Ramayana text very clearly says two very important aspects of why he killed him. Rama did not kill him from the back. First thing, people need to get this idea that he killed Vali from the back. No. What he says, it is not hidden. The Sanskrit translation was, when I did not face you. So I was fighting Sugriva, but Rama only killed Vali through his chest. It is there in Valmiki Ramayana, number one. First. And when Vali said, why did you kill me? He says, see, like what you said, what you committed was one of the gravest sin, which is punishable by death in Ikshwaku clan. This land belongs to Ikshwaku, and it is for my king Bharata. That is Rama's humility. In spite of him being Purushottam Rama, he said, I killed for because my king's name should not be sullied. Because I am supposed to establish Dharma for my king. So that is one.
Yes.
Second, I gave a promise. First, you committed a sin, so I have to punish you for that as a soldier of my king. Second, I gave a promise to Sugriva that I will do this. So I cannot, how can I let go of my promise? Right? We have to learn two lessons from this, Dr. Swamy. In both the cases, you have been betrayed. How Dharma is going to, take action, we will see as the time comes. Within the next month, few months, whatnot, it is immaterial. It is a matter of time. This being unfaithful, right? And the very first topic is saying, going after other women, people, and things like that is a very, very grave sin as far as Rama is concerned. So he says, this is what it is. This is what needs to get done, taken care of. So I did this for this. In today's context, Dr. Swamy, as you mentioned those initial 5 points as to why we need Ram Rajya back. But I feel more than thing, it is an urgency today where we are given because the country is in distress. So if Rama were a ruler, technically we definitely need a Ram Rajya today to establish what? At least basic Dharma. Temples are being looted by the governments all over the country. This government is not doing anything about it. And the so-called protectors of Dharma, the so-called Supreme Court, has washed its hands and saying, oh, let the states decide, which is ridiculous in my view, because all along they've taken this for 20, 30 years. They've listened to these petitions by you so strongly, not in one, multiple petitions you have pleaded, and you have told why very clearly to the court. And the court made an extremely ill-advised and absolutely wrong decision to push this back to the states. How many states can you run around, Doctor? So that is why there is a Supreme Court. The reason why you went there. So again, they're also be participating in the destruction of Dharma. There again, there is going to be something that's going to happen because of that. Third, you are asking for a simple thing of this Prime Minister to establish that this Rama Setu is of significance. Arvindji just mentioned a shloka that says, why was Rama angry about this Rama Setu when the ocean did not allow the Setu to be built? So that anger. So today, shamefully, your Prime Minister, because I want to be very clear about that statement, flies over Ram Setu and puts out a photo saying that I saw Ram Setu, where he has no right to do so because he has still not declared that very same Setu as a national heritage monument.
Yes, he's opposing it.
If you are not able to protect what Rama built, how are you going to protect the country? So absolutely incompetence as far as if you look at from a Ram Raja's perspective. Last but not the least, Dr. Swamy, how do you see I know it's very difficult to take this question, but again, I am a very strong faith in Dharma will always prevail. So what is the next steps that as a nation, as the people need to do, Doctor? Because if you go and tell this, we are preaching a dead man. Basically preaching a deaf man with words is useless. There's a Tamil saying that says basically you are trying to blow a conch into a deaf man's ears. That is exactly what we are trying to do with Modi, and sadly it has become, even the courts have become slightly deaf about this. Hopefully they turn around. But the adharma is spreading, Dr. Swamy. So what are the steps that the country can look for?
Well, I'll say today one step, which you will find difficult to accept perhaps, but we have to start with that step. And that is make Sanskrit a compulsory language in all schools. And you'll see automatically all these things will fall in its place. The division that is there in our country, and you see, Tamil has 40% words which are common to Sanskrit. When Karunanidhi argued with me on this, I told him your name itself is Sanskrit, Karunanidhi. And he said that was given by my father. Then I said, why did you name your election symbol as Udayan Suryan? That's also Sanskrit. Udayan means Uday, the rising. Suryan is the rising sun. And so I said, anytime, anywhere, I can give you at least 40% of the Tamil, which is Sanskrit. So how can you be opposing Sanskrit? And therefore, I would say that Hindi is, okay, up to a point we have reached with Hindi. But Hindi today, people are using other languages also. They are using most probably, Urdu and things like that all get mixed up. We need a pure language which unites us, and that is only Sanskrit. And Sanskrit is going to be now part of all the modern progresses, as you have seen. You know that in London, the St. James School, which is so prestigious that its students are called, when the king is coronated or the queen is coronated, they come and sing a song. This time, the St. James School children came and sang in Sanskrit, because the principle is of the view that if you learn Sanskrit, then your brain develops much faster and much broader. So he said, because of the intelligence that is children should have, I have made Sanskrit compulsory in my school, which is a blue blood, all white school in England, in London. So that's the issue. See, I would now to give you a very big canvas, because it is a big canvas, but I would say what you want to do and get to, start with a demand that we make Sanskrit as a compulsory language in schools. You can make it you don't have to learn every other language, but you can learn Sanskrit and make it as compulsory, and you can learn any other language if you want. This is the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, Jagdishji, you can go ahead, and I have one more. I'll follow up later. You go ahead with your question.
Yeah, Dr. Swamy, as part of the Ram Rajya, besides the teachings from Ramayana, I just have to say that protection of the cow, promotion of Sanskrit, stopping conversions, good governance, while there is reduced or no corruption, then question of transparency, feedback from the people, and having policies which will make upliftment of the poor, that is getting into a developed country system by choosing the right economic policies. I feel these are some of the aspects of Ram Rajya. When we say Ram Rajya, we mean a country or a state or modern country with all these aspects of Ram Rajya. That is good governance, no corruption, protection of cow, promoting our ancient civilization teachings like Mahabharata and Ramayana. So all these factors put together perhaps could be some of the things which we should implement in a modern country like ours. And
Yes.
so I feel this also is as equal for the betterment of the nation. These are some of the points I just wanted to make as a point.
Yeah.
But for the viewers, for the benefit of the viewers, I wish to say that Dr. Swamy, since in the UPA period, got the stay order from the Supreme Court against the demolition of the Ram Setu, which was actively done by the UPA supported DMK part of the government. The original orders was issued during the time of Prime Minister Vajpayee when DMK was part of Vajpayee's government. But it was implemented during the time of UPA, and Dr. Swamy single-handedly, at the request of Sudarshan ji and our Ashok Singhal ji, went to the Supreme Court and got a stay order, which ultimately led to a massive agitation, and ultimately the courts continued with the stay. But subsequently, BJP has been talking about Ram Setu and protecting it, and it has passed resolutions and in the party manifesto that it will protect the Ram Setu, and Dr. Swamy moved a petition in the Supreme Court saying that Ram Setu should be declared as a national heritage monument. And viewers, you will be surprised to know that since last 9 years, the proposal put up by the Culture Ministry to the Prime Minister is still pending on the Prime Minister's table of declaring Ram Setu as a national heritage monument. There are various aspects of this. The main aspect being no future government of India will take the liberty to harm this national heritage structure. So the declaration as a national heritage monument is very important. And Mr. Modi is dragging his feet on this issue because many of the viewers have asked me, can you clarify exactly what is the situation on Ram Setu? To the Prime Minister today overflew Ram Setu, and he has made a lot of reference to Ram Setu and the importance to Ram Mandir and the Southern Link and all that. But the best tribute would be to declare it as a national heritage monument. So this is for the benefit of the viewers, to put the record straight that Dr. Swamy is chasing this matter also.
Jagdish, I've just displayed the Supreme Court judgment of
Yes.
Dr. Swamy's case for the viewers'
Yes.
benefit. See, if you notice in the last line,
Yes.
dredging activity may be carried out, but till 14 September, the alleged Adams Bridge or Ram Setu shall not be damaged in any matter.
Yes. Thereafter, there were a lot of agitation, and finally this order became final. And after BJP came to power, Mr. Nitin Gadkari and his shipping ministry filed a affidavit in Dr. Swamy's petition, and the project was totally dropped. But the heritage monument application of Dr. Swamy was pursued in the Supreme Court, and the government of India has been dragging its feet even to file a reply. That is the position of the government. And if I'm wrong, please, Dr. Swamy, correct me.
No, you're absolutely right. I think Modi is more moved by jealousy than what is in the interest of the country. He thinks that if he agrees, then I will get a good name. And therefore, he doesn't want anybody else. It's not me alone. Anybody else should not get a good name. Everybody should be his chaprasi. And that's the way he wants to run it. He is not a Democrat in any sense of the word. Anyway, I'm sure that he is not going to last long. And we hope that in the future, all these things are taken very seriously, and our Hindutva ideology is given a genuine. Well, nobody will object to this kind of Hindutva. If you want to, make Ram Setu into a heritage monument, nobody's going to object. So therefore, we can do our religions, all the things that we have been denied so far, we can do it without ease. But we need a person who is not so. Now, even here, what is the need to go by plane over it? Why couldn't he land in just across the ocean in the coast of Tamil Nadu, and then come across. There's a railway line which goes over goes over the sea, and it lands in where the great temple of Lord Vishnu.
Rameshwaram. Dr. Swamy,
Rameshwaram.
he was there today to inaugurate the new bridge.
We have only the bridge.
Pampan Bridge.
Yeah, that is on this corner, and that too on a helicopter. So okay, so I don't understand then why talk about Ram Setu and so on. It's basically perhaps if he thinks that he can take away Ram Setu from me, I don't mind, take it, but build it. So that's all.
Dr. Swamy, even when the Supreme Court, when they heard you with this, the previous Chief Justice was there.
Yes.
They made a point that they have to. Suddenly, they turned around one day and they said, no, we're not going to hear it. This case dismissed. But the center suddenly comes back and says, we are considering. They are still considering, Dr. Swamy, from 2014. Shameless people, in spite of you getting a stay order in the Supreme Court in 2007, when they came to power in 2000, you've written multiple letters to the Prime Minister. Here is one sample saying that, hey, this is what it is. I'm attaching everything you have written to him earlier, the one before that, hundreds of letters. He still he turns a blind eye to this. And you have mentioned this, Dr. Swamy, that this paper of signing that it is a national heritage document, Mr. Patel, who was the culture minister back then, promised you in the Rajya Sabha, and kind of told you after saying that it is just sitting in Prime Minister's desk for his signature.
No, and he was transferred from that ministry. He's no more in that.
Yeah, as soon as he said that to you, and when you put it out and it became public knowledge, he was sacked.
Yes.
Mahesh Sharma. So the minister Mahesh Sharma is awaiting when you wrote this after this, immediately he got sacked, saying that why did you do this? So it is Modi who is standing in the way of getting it, declared as a national document. And I mean, very simple, because all credit will go to you. Why? On what basis? Now he's flown over Ram Setu today, and shamelessly, how can he even put it on? They're saying that I flew over Ram Setu. What did he fly over Ram Setu to say? Oh, it is still not a document. Look at me. I'm shamelessly flying over this place where it's a simple one signature that I need to put on paper to declare this a national monument.
No, he would have landed on the Madras coast and taken a helicopter and gone to where the Ram Setu was.
How long would it take to go to Ram Setu?
Yes,
20 minutes from there.
That's right. Anyway, he's hopefully out of the is being eased out very soon, and I hope he goes to the Himalayas.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, Arvind.
I have one last point, Dr. Swamy. I have one last point.
Yes.
Dr. Swamy, in all of this, after even when Ravana, he was about to kill Ravana, he sent Ravana back for the day, saying, "You're tired today.
Yes.
I will not battle you today." Even there, in all of his aspect, he established Dharma, saying that I will not do this to you. You go back, re-energize yourself to come back, but never stab you in the back.
Yes.
People should know that the so-called Ram person who thinks that he's doing a Ram Rajya today has stabbed not one, two, many in the back and front. I hope, I can only pray. My prayer to Rama is, this is your land. You have to establish Dharma. Nobody else can. Because as far as I am concerned, the leader is corrupt, gone. He's not going to do us. The judiciary is gone. There is the only person is the Almighty. It is up to you to take care of this. That's my prayer. And Jagdish, Arvindji, you can go.
Well said. Well said.
थैंक यू ऑल. आज रामनवमी के अवसर पर सभी को शुभकामनाएं, बधाई. और सबसे खुशी की बात यह है कि जगदीश had mentioned in the very beginning, today Words of Wisdom Gyan Ganga program has completed 5 years, and this journey of 5 years has been one of improvement all the time, and the credit must go to the technical team led by Ashish Shetty, which has Swaminathan, Tejas Navalgul, Ajesh Nair, Gurdat Shetty, Gadgi Rakesh, Ishwar Iyer, and Ramesh Swamy has been guiding them and this is all a contribution, joint contribution, and completion of 5 years and 264 episodes for our program is not a easy matter, and therefore we must celebrate this in all the manner. Dr. Swamy, entire credit goes to you ultimately, because you had inspired us to start this program during the COVID, and that time we were having a daily episodes, and thereafter we converted into weekly episodes. We have also had series of legal Gyan Ganga or Vidhi Gyan Ganga and Arth Gyan Ganga also to educate our viewers. Ultimately, the credit should also be shared with all the viewers. We have grown in terms of size and geographical spread. More than 100 countries our telecast goes to, and the viewers are very loyal viewers, and this is evident in the kind of questions and comments which our viewers make in every episode that we have. Today, on the occasion of Ram Navami, this was very relevant topic, and Dr. Swamy has given a description of the Rama, Lord Ram, भगवान राम के जो चरित्र है उसके ऊपर डॉक्टर स्वामी ने जो प्रकाश डाला है, और जो ऐसे बिंदुओं पर प्रकाश डाला है जो बिंदु अब तक उपेक्षित से रहे हैं. जगदीश शेट्टी जी, रमेश स्वामी जी, आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, और 5 साल पूरे करने के लिए आपको भी बधाई. और हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि जो दर्शक इतने वर्षों से हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं आगे भी इसी प्रकार जुड़े रहेंगे. We will continue to have these weekly episodes on Sunday, 8 p.m. in Indian Standard Time. In this series, next week again we will meet with Dr. Subramanian Swamy and a next topic. Till then, Namaskar, Jai Hind, Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Dr. Swamy, this might be the longest running series, Words of Wisdom Gyan Ganga, longest running series from India of this nature, where we discuss politics and everything. I don't think there is anybody who has done this. So thanks to everybody again from my side too. Jai Shri Ram.
Let me also add the kind of experts we have invited. There are Indian people, friends of VHS, experts in economics, expert in politics, expert in journalism,
globally.
Historians. हम के मोहम्मद को बुलाया, अनुपम खेर को बुलाया, उमा भारती को बुलाया, शांता कुमार जी को बुलाया, गोपी कृष्ण को बुलाया, MR वेंकटेश को बुलाया, MD नालापत को बुलाया. इस प्रकार के लोग जो हमारे एपिसोड के ऊपर प्रकाश डालते हैं, उन्होंने जो सहयोग किया है, इसके लिए उनको भी सबको धन्यवाद.
Absolutely.